Hello again, everyone. The other day I was asked to make a Ruby wedding anniversary card, and there was a bit of the red card left over, and I just thought, what can I make? And a Christmas jumper came to my mind. Looked through my dies and I came across this one, which is just a kind of a sweatshirt. I don't know where it came from. I've had it years, but I don't know if I've ever actually used it. So I thought I'd stack two together using the red, and then to make it look like a Christmas jumper, I looked through my bits and bobs and I found these little tags. They're very tiny Christmas tags. So I thought I could either have a Dala horse. Here's the Dala horse, if I can pick it up. Where's my picker-upper? There it is. The Dala horse. But I didn't want that little loop on it. I didn't want it to look like a tag. I wanted it to look like a Dala horse. So, what did I do? Where's it gone? Oh, here it is. These things are in front of my eyes and I don't see them. So I just snipped it off. Or I thought I could do this little deer. He's cute. Look, isn't that sweet? Look really nice on there. But I didn't want that. So I'll show you what I did. The same sort of thing. I used the back part of this loop for the tail and just kind of cut the other bit off. So he's got a little upturned tail. So there it is. Do you see? It's sweet. Isn't that sweet? And I thought, well, there's probably going to be a bit more decoration on this sweatshirt. So another one of these little tags was this snowflake. So I thought, don't want it to be a snowflake tag, just a snowflake. So I'll cut the loop off, which I did. And then I thought, if I cut this in half down the middle, I can put one half on each side as if he's got snowflakes on his sleeves. I thought that was a bit of a cunning plan, really. What do you think? And then we'll just put on the pocket and the hoodie bit, like that. And then these are just the strings from the hoodie, and they will just kind of hang down. Don't know which is which. Like that. Put that onto a card, maybe pop it up with a sentiment. Pop that onto foam tape, I think, just so that it's raised a bit, so it looks a bit more, you know, fun. And we've got a really interesting, clean and simple card. The sentiment I thought I would use is from my Sizzix set. I'll just show you this set, the Christmas sentiments. It's this one. And it's beginning to look a lot like, no, this one. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So I've got it in there. So I thought I would stamp it in red. This is an old Stampin' Up pad. Had it for years. I don't know if it's still going to work. Look, it looks pretty empty. Well, we'll see. But it's in my stamping platform, so I can stamp it a bunch of times and see how it comes out. So let's do that while I've got it here. And then we'll see how it goes. Oh, there it is. Right, let's just see. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I don't think I've used this one before, actually, so I'll just give it a little rub on the back of my hand. Is it straight? Not quite. The trouble with these really long stamps like this is that if you wanted to, you could kind of do this and have it going, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. You could have it kind of like that. You'd have it going around, you know, the whatever it is you're doing. But in the opposite direction, you could put it down, hoping it's straight, and it could be a little bit kinky, a bit curly. So use the lines of your stamping platform to try and make sure that your stamp is absolutely straight. Okay, let's have a go. That doesn't look straight to me. Okay. Wow, years old and it's still brilliant. Look at that. Just do one more bit, just in the middle. That is so good. I think that's fine. Okay, I'll cut that out presently. Put this on one side. Let's give it a chance just to dry a little bit before I try to cut it. Right, let's just assemble the hoodie. So, little glue. I'm just wondering whether I should have put white, you know, cuffs and all that kind of stuff. This is just 2 layers together just to give it a bit of strength. Okay. Get it aligned. Okay. Put on the pocket. This should be really, really quick. Where's my tweezers? Really quick. There's the pocket. Here's the hood. Okay, now these are going to be awkward, aren't they? Just rub it against the side of the nozzle. Should be plenty. Doesn't matter if it's not all stuck down because it should look like it's kind of hanging. We'll pop that coming out of that slot there. And another one. These bits were attached on the same bit of dye as the sweatshirt, so I've got 4 because I cut out twice. Let's just put a bit on this. Okay. Right, now, shall we have the horse or shall we have the deer? I think we'll have the deer. I think he's kind of cute. Let's put some glue on the back of him. Missed out Sweden on my trip this time. Sadly, the weather dictated that Lithuania was missed out and Sweden was missed out, which is a real pity. One of the reasons we chose this trip was because of countries we hadn't been to before. One was Poland and the other one was Lithuania. Got to Poland, but we didn't get to Lithuania, sadly, which is a shame. Right, the 2 bits of Snowflake. Pop these onto his sleeve. There we go. Another one. But it was really interesting because while I was on my trip, I put various pictures of the places we visited on Facebook. And a crafter from, when I was at Zeebrugge, a crafter there said, you know, Bruges was her hometown. I was in Valmond in Germany. Another one said, it's my hometown. What a pity I didn't know. I could probably have met up with some. It would have been wonderful. So, right. Isn't that cute? Cool. Right, let's just cut out this sentiment. It should be dry now, hopefully. Use my long scissors for this. Not long scissors, but long bladed scissors, you know what I mean. I'm not brilliant at cutting out straight lines, which is why I bought the long bladed scissors. Now I'm using these fingers here against that bottom blade to keep my scissors the same distance away from what I'm cutting out, the line. It's like a little stopper. Okay. And the same again. I don't know if I can show you, but can you see how my fingers are against the blade? And it's just keeping it that same distance away from the line. There we go. So that, to me, looks pretty accurate. So I'm pleased with that. Good-o. Right, here's my card panel. Just got that and that. But do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I may like to emboss into my front panel some snowflakes. I think I have got some embossing snowflakes. Now these snowflakes are embossing dies. They're from Creative Depot, German company. And they don't cut anything out. They just leave the impression that you can see there in the card. So you'd see kind of that kind of thing impressed into the card. If you don't have embossing dies, you can use regular dies with a rubber mat instead of a normal lower plate. And then they will just emboss and not cut. But these are embossing dies. Now, hopefully, just hope I can get these. Do you know, if I want to see exactly what, I can't see where the lines are there, I could look from there to there. I'll just draw a line on my die. Yeah. If I do this, can you see I've got that there against the this bit of the ruler here? So, oh, get the lid off my Sharpie. Do it again. I want to get this absolutely upright. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Do the same with this one. It should be right, yeah, from the middle to the middle. Okay, right, let's just sort this out. It's easier to see with the line down than it is with just the 2 points. The sandwich for these kind of dies, embossing dies, is the regular sandwich as if it was a cutting die. Exactly the same. You don't need to use a rubber mat with these. Okay. Pop this into my machine and that will be, oh, where was this going? It'll be fine. Okay, that's fine. And can you see? To just emboss those snowflakes into there. So the Creative Depot, that is, Creative Depot from Germany. So this can go onto there like that with foam tape. This can go onto there like that on foam tape. That can go onto my card. And it's done. Whoa! Actually, I'm really pleased I thought about those embossing dies, because I think that makes a huge difference. Absolutely huge. Right, foam tape onto my sentiment. Wrong scissors. And this. I think that'll be okay. Take this off. Now I'm just going to take the bit off the back of this. Little bit of foam of glue stick on the back of the foam tape just gives me a little bit of manoeuvring ability. The foam tape would just grab so quickly that if I got it in the wrong place, I'd probably tear the card trying to get it off again. But a little bit of glue stick just gives me that bit of slide that I may just need if I don't get it in the right place first time. I think this can go down flat. We've got enough interest in that already, so we'll just put that down flat. So here we are, a really quick Christmas card. I will just show you, if you don't have embossing dies and you like the effect, I will just show you how to do it. Let me just use, I'll use this bit of scrap just to show. Now I'll get an ordinary snowflake, an ordinary snowflake die. Okay, so I was going to get this one, but you know, these kind of things irritate me because that, oh no, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine, that's 6. Some of them, kind of like this one, I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Snowflakes don't have 8 points. So let's just do a couple of these. There's a couple. Just pop them onto here. These are regular cutting dies. So what to do if you don't want to cut is remove your bottom plate and put on a rubber mat. Put down your piece of card, put down your dies, and then use whatever sandwich you would for embossing. So let's just try this. So there are my 2 dies that have been embossed, not cut. If you want them a bit flatter, if you don't want all the indentations around the thing, but you just want the marks, the thing to do is just go over with a bone folder on the back like this. It flattens out some of the just big impressions, but leaves the lines. Do you see? There you go. Can be done. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm pleased with that card. I'd be pleased if somebody sent me one like that. So I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you managed to do a bit of fun crafting, and if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. And do check your subscriptions. So please come back and see me very soon.